What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today's video, if I could have avoided putting this one together, I would have 1010% backed off of this topic. You know, I really don't want to have to go down this road because for at least the past month or two, have been really giving a lot of props to DICE. With the work that they've been doing to 2042, with how they've been communicating with their overall community, just the overall feedback that they've been accepting, taking a lot of L's for what they did with Battlefield 2042. Honestly, I've really been happy with the progress that we have been making. But sadly, even though we have been moving like 10 steps forward, at the same time, we are taking more steps, at least 50 steps backwards. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and hop into the topic of today's video, if you do enjoy what you hear in today's commentary and you want to hear more stuff about Battlefield, Call of Duty X-Defiant, news, leaks, conspiracy theories, or just general topics in general, all that good stuff, then by all means, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification button. We are indeed on the grind of 50,000 subscribers, so every last bit of your support means the world to me. And last but not least, the stream will be starting a tad bit late today. Usually we start around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, but today we will be starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So for all the people who can't tune into the morning streams, today is the day that you guys can go ahead and give it a shot. Like I said, 4 p.m. Eastern Time will be over on Kick, and more than likely we'll be playing old school classics. Stuff like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. Maybe we'll even dabble in some Black Ops 2. So if you want to see the good OG days of Call of Duty and you want to vibe out with me, then by all means, like I said, the link to all of my socials are down in the description of this video. But ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, today's video is going to be a really, really rough one. And honestly, I do believe a lot of people in the Battlefield community will lose respect for DICE after what is going on within this past week. Now, of course, you guys already saw the video that I made about Enders, and you probably already saw his video as well, where he went ahead and got banned from the game for basically speaking out his opinions in, a ranty-ish format. And, of course, the developers didn't enjoy this, didn't like this. He caught a ban. It's not a perma-ban, it's only for about a week, but still, at the end of the day, it's proof of them silencing their community. They don't want something to be heard, they don't want something to be said, so instead of just dealing with it and just pushing it aside and keep focusing on what they're doing, they go ahead and ban them, block their word, and make sure that it's never heard again. That is their intentions here, from what it seems like. And like I said, that is so opposite of what they were fighting for. For the longest time, for all of these months, they have convinced me and a lot of other people that they care about us now. They care about what we have to say. They care about our feedback, how we, want things to be seen and handled within the Battlefield franchise. And then out of the blue, they take this massive, hard left turn, U-turn, 180 degrees, and they are just going in the complete opposite direction now. But again, it doesn't end at Enders. The problem is only getting worse and worse and worse. As you can see right here, Ghost Gaming, my God, I can't even believe what happened to him. But as you can see, so after 10 years creating videos on the Battlefield franchise, I've just been kicked from the EA Creator Network for leaking this absolutely shocking statement that tells us nothing more than the reason behind what we already knew. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, basically, Ghost gave feedback on the squad system. And also, I wouldn't say leaked because it's very minimal information. It's not like this information was anything huge. It wasn't exposing the next Battlefield game, wasn't exposing any, locked up content like weapons or maps or anything of that sort. It was just a post by a developer explaining that a feature in the squad system is not going to be in the game. And Ghost went ahead and posted that, and at the same time gave constructive criticism on why it's the stupidest idea in the world. And because of that, EA went ahead and let him go from the EA Creator Network. Once again, something that is so stupidly embarrassing. Because the criticism is valid. You guys want to know what's going on right now? Not only did DICE go ahead and bring back all chat and basically force people to turn it on, it's not on by default. If you want all chat on, you have to do it yourself. So DICE has been taking this turn where they're trying to, quote unquote, protect the community, be the parents of the community, instead of just letting people handle it themselves. But it doesn't end there. It also moves over to the squad system. Guys, if you don't know already, this new squad system that's coming into the game, you can't kick people out of your squad because, according to the developers, it's toxic. So, in the developers' minds, it is more toxic to kick someone from your squad than it is to allow a troll to dominate your squad. That is how their mentality is rolling out right now. And because people are giving feedback saying that this is not a good idea, And also, of course, showcasing the simple bit of information. Again, like, wow, who would have ever known that this bit of information would have gotten someone kicked out of the EA Creator Program? For a developer saying that you can't kick people out of your squad, that was ban-worthy. People, what is going on? None of this stuff was happening a couple of weeks ago. And then out of the blue, they just, like I said, they took the most massive turn I've ever seen in my whole life. Everything that they were working towards, everything that they were striving for, completely left in the dust to go ahead and go on this massive rampage of taking down content creators or anybody who has any different viewpoint on how the game is going. And also, on top of this, I saw another tweet by OG Smurf saying, "This is insane. First Enders gets target banned. Then I get blocked by a Battlefield community manager for mentioning a known cheater and DDoSing issue in Battlefield 5. And now Ghost gets kicked out of EA Creator Network for posting some information. This needs to go mainstream." And I completely agree. And I didn't even know OG Smurf got basically blocked for trying to expose a cheater? What? I don't understand. Again, maybe he said something a certain way. Maybe he was a bit aggressive. Because I don't know. I don't know the behind the scenes. I've only read what I'm reading to you guys. But at the end of the day, it is the job of either the community manager or any other developer who decides to interact with social media to be able to stay level-headed. It is such a crucial part of the job, and if you can't do that, you should not have the job. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to get myself banned here. God, I gotta dance around these words right now. I have to fiddle around these words because, God, if I say one bad thing, they're going to be on my butt next. But it's true. It's simply true. It goes for content creators as well. We get a bunch of hate all the time. Even death threats all the time. Does it faze us? No. It's just another day of the internet. You know? You need to have thick skin to want to be able to be in this department. And the same thing goes if you want to be a community manager, you have to have thick skin. You can't get butt hurt over people who are ranting a bit, who might be a bit frustrated. It just doesn't work that way. And once again, I used to use DICE as an example, and I no longer use them anymore because they have let me down tremendously. XDefiant has the only development team now that truthfully knows how to communicate. They listen to good feedback. They listen to bad feedback. They don't ban people. They don't interact with trolls. They don't feed the toxicity. They differentiate what's toxic and what's not toxic. They take the constructive feedback and they ignore the rest. That's it. That's all you have to do. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to differentiate a hardcore fan that is heated at the direction of the game compared to someone who is just talking smack. All of these things are very crucial, and it should be a part of the job. Might as well be in the job description at this point. But none of it gets handled. I understand they want good feedback. They want, not good, sorry. I should say nice feedback, because they are being open with us. They are. But I don't think they should be holding anything against us for communicating with your community. I mean, that should be mandatory within the gaming universe. And the second these development teams, chalk themselves up to go ahead and communicate with their communities, they have to be willing to take all types of feedback. You can't, dangle this on top of our heads and say, oh, well, if you're going to start ranting and being all rude, we're not going to do this anymore for you. You can't do that. You pick and choose. You either are going to communicate with us and you accept what comes along with it, or you don't and you let your game continuously die. That's how I see it. And honestly, all of these moves are very bad. Extremely bad for DICE, and it's going to give them nothing but negative press. Again, all these bans could be ban-worthy. I don't know. Maybe it's more details behind the scenes. But on the surface level, it looks bad. And the reasons these individuals were banned also looks bad. If it was something serious, like Ghost maybe leaking some very serious information, huge content drops, I get it. If Enders completely was straight up death threats to a developer or something of that sort, then I get it. But what they got banned for doesn't make any sense, and to me, it just shows that our freedom of speech is getting absolutely pummeled when it comes to the Battlefield scene, and it worries me about the rest of the communities as well. What happens when this type of behavior leaks out to other teams, other games, other franchises? It might not if we stand our ground and we make sure this stuff doesn't happen, but if this is successful and other teams see that they can do stuff like this, who's to say, they're not going to go ahead and follow along with this type of trend? But ladies and gentlemen, do me a huge favor and go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below. How do you guys feel about all this information? Do you think EA DICE is justified for their actions, or do you think that all this stuff is just simply not good? I think it's a bad look. I can't see any good out of this, and it makes me, and I feel like a lot of others, worried and scared to be able to speak how they feel about the overall title. I might have been saying some pretty good things about this game recently because I've been slightly enjoying my time. Again, it's not the best Battlefield game out there, but, can I have a good experience? Yeah. But what happens when there are negative things within the game? What happens when there are things we have to critique and have to fix? And also, I understand you guys have brought this game to a good point, but there are still tons of fans out there who are straight up outraged about the state of this game at launch. And to even be mad at those individuals for being angry about that doesn't make any sense to me. You could do as much work as you want, but you have screwed over and cheated a lot of individuals when this game first launched. And even though some people have been able to return, including myself, and play it and partially enjoy it, get their money's worth out of it, it doesn't mean that everybody feels that same way. So you have to be able to respect everybody across the board, even if you don't agree with their opinions. And to ban people for not enjoying what they say, at that point, I think we're taking it a bit too far. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, subscribe with that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, this too, we do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams, video games, over on Twitch. Leave that in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.